KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
I don't think the water would have been deep enough for them to swim, to fully swim.
Ahead on primetime. The touch was not by accident. Another victim in the sex assault trial against a UOG professor takes the stand. Plus, new information is released after a Dedido man is caught allegedly selling meth from his home. And Isa Baza with a report from the Education Board meeting as talks are underway for a new alternative school.
Half day and good evening.
Partygoers take the stand in day 5 of the trial against UOG's Dr. Michael Ellert, one of today's witnesses, a UOG student who alleges Ellert touched her in the water at the nearby beach.
Though the professor would tell investigators he was too busy swimming, the victim says the tide wasn't high enough. Here's more from inside the courtroom.
I don't think the water would have been deep enough for them to swim, to fully swim.
She never took any of Dr. Michael Ellert's classes. But on November 1st, 2014, victim FR was one of over a dozen who attended a party at Ellert's EPAN home. The party moved to the nearby beach where FR alleges the teacher put his finger up her jeans shorts and into her underwear while they were in the water. According to prior testimony from investigators, the teacher denied the allegation, stating if he had touched anyone in the water, it was because of his reach while swimming. Today, FR told jurors that wouldn't have been possible. The tide wasn't high enough.
How many of the people in the water were swimming?
And how many people in the water were swimming?
Yeah, like swimming.
They would have to crouch down.
The 23-year-old said she hadn't planned to go into the water, but saw another student identified as HR being embraced by Ellert from behind. Earlier that night, the professor had made a statement that prompted FR to get into the water and pull the other girl away.
Just heard Ellert say that he would, not to judge him, but that he would screw one of the students.
While pulling the other girl onto her back, FR alleges that's when she felt the touch.
And as soon as you felt the finger, you indicated you were shocked and you screamed.
Yes.
What did you scream?
I just screamed. I shrieked. There was no actual verbal word. I just screamed.
Your testimony today is that the finger went up your shorts, right side, under your panty,
okay,
up between your anus and the edge of your vulva.
okay.
Also shown in court today was cell phone video depicting Ellert coming into the house after the swim, wearing only his white sports underwear. In the video, he appears to be intoxicated. Trial will resume on Thursday with more victim testimony. We broke it to you first on social media Tuesday night. Both J.C. White and Alfredo Castro were found not guilty of aggravated assault in the Linda's riot trial. That trial started just this past Monday with jurors handing down that not guilty verdict the next day. Though both men were acquitted of the charge, their fate is still in the hands of another jury for the death of bodyboarder Brian Cruz. Cruz was found unconscious in the back of a car parked outside the restaurant that same night. He died days later from severe head injuries. Both White and Castro were charged for his death.
New details into that drug bust we told you about during primetime last night. Guam police had been tipped off that a Dedido man had apparently been selling meth from his home. Marvin Picasso is charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, possession with the intent to deliver, and possession of illegal fireworks. During a search warrant, officers found 0.3 gross grams of the drug ice, $6,000 in cash, glass pipes with the drug residue, and a collection of fireworks.
A 36-year-old man is under arrest in connection to a theft investigation. Rensper Alpet Jr. is charged with theft of property and theft of property held in trust. GPD criminal investigators say Global Food Services Group filed a complaint after conducting an audit at King's Restaurant. Police say Alpet, who was an assistant manager had allegedly deleted more than $117,000 in payments from the point-of-sale system from January 2016.
Well, there was an array of opinion giving during a series of public hearings today on legislation to increase the minimum wage by this October. Bill 20, authored by Speaker BJ Cruz, seeks to raise the minimum wage to $9.20 an hour by October and $10.10 an hour the following year. Ken Leon Guerrero with the Citizens for Public Accountability. He testified in support of the bill.
Young families just starting out going to live? How are they going to be able to afford to rent houses and have a quality life here on Guam? They're either going to leave the island, which a number of them have, or we are seeing here on Guam a rising trend in multi-generational residences.
GHR President Mary Rhodes testified in opposition to the bill, citing a recent survey of 72 member businesses. 14% agreed with the proposed increase in January. 28% said they would agree if it were phased in over 2 years, while 39% disagreed. But a majority, 55% of respondents, also said they would oppose a further increase to $10.10 an hour.
Could a new alternative school be on the horizon for Guam? One organization hopes so, going before Guam Education Board on Tuesday in an effort to gain approval for funding from the Guam Department of Education. Isa Baza has more.
It already caters to over 100 students every year. But now a Smoojow Community School is hoping to become the official central alternative school for the Guam Department of Education.
There is a need for a central located school that can assist families of at-risk students who cannot afford a Smoojow's financial obligation.
School Director Rand Kaufman made his case before the Guam Education Board Tuesday.
Smoojow proposes that the Department of Education prepare an RFP requesting for a WASC accredited school with DOE certified teachers to become the central alternative school. A purchase order would be prepared, allowing Smoojow to prepare invoices which would draw down from the PO as previously done for special education students with Smoojow.
The accredited school has been in operation since 1972 and hires all DOE certified teachers in subjects ranging from math and science to English, language, and special education. It also has an existing solar-powered building in Hagutnya. However, creating a central alternative school would come at a cost to DOE.
The budget per student that we propose for one school year is $2,856 per student. If we had 100 students, as how JP Torres is now currently enrolled with, we would ask for $285,600 for school year 2017-2018.
We should note GDOE already has one alternative school, JP Torres Success Academy in Agate. Superintendent John Fernandez said he's happy to review the proposal, noting there is a need to provide alternative learning opportunities to students in the central and northern villages. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
Senator Joseph Augustine handed over a $430,000 check to education officials this afternoon. With 30 days until the first day of school, the money is earmarked for summer repairs. Superintendent John Fernandez says a contract for short-term repairs at Simon Sanchez High School has already been submitted to the AG's office, and the work should be done by mid-September. Meanwhile, Senator San Augustine says another $150 grand is on the way to assist with additional repairs.
The airport celebrates the launch of a $100 million project to build an international arrivals corridor. The new third-floor structure will separate arriving and departing passengers as mandated by the TSA. Airport Executive Manager Chuck Addis says it will also finally mean the end of the movable panels that have been in use for more than a dozen years.
It's going to allow us to fully maximize gate operations as we're currently challenged against separating the incoming and outgoing passengers. But also greatly increase our revenues. There have been quite a few shops, on both ends of the concourse that have closed down since, this mandate and the dividers went up.
The airport is also kicking off its Vision Hulo campaign. Hulo is the Chamorro word for up, and GIAA says it is moving up with plans for a series of other capital improvements, revenue programs, and services that will boost its economic impact on Guam. The airport says a study found its direct and indirect contribution to the island's economy was almost $2.3 billion a year.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Samsung Galaxy S8 for just $99 or the S8 Plus for just $199 at ITNE.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now. Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Ruby Tuesday puts the O in dinner combos with Garden Bar Plus entrees for only $20.99. Choose salmon moco, petite sirloin, or pesto chicken pasta. Only at Ruby Tuesday. Oh!
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
And welcome back. Now to the stories of our war survivors.
Tonight, Isabaza shares the story of her grandma during World War II.
The first time that, I remember when they bombed the Sumai.
My grandmother Josefa Baza was only 11 years old when Japanese forces first invaded Guam. Because her father was a carpenter, the Japanese took her home in Maritzo, the sturdiest E-foot wood house in the village.
We are very suffering during the Japanese time because too many bad things that the Japanese punish us in Mauricio. I don't know the other place, but we are suffering until the American people come.
It was near the end of the war when she said the atrocities worsened. She recalled how 50 Chamorro men and women from Maritzo were massacred at Tinta and Faja. Soon after the massacres, the villagers revolted against the Japanese soldiers. During a night, the soldiers were having a party.
The barbecue, the drinking, the singing, the laugh, and Tunisian ladies knows that, after the party, they're gonna kill us. So when Tunisian ladies know that we're going to put in the big hole, and all of us, we're going to be underneath.
The Maritzo residents convinced a young boy to give them guns he was watching for the Japanese soldiers, so the villagers could strike back.
So that's what they do, They could kill some of the Japanese, and two of the Japanese, they run from Marisu to Inaran.
Despite these hardships, my grandma is the sweetest, most loving person I know, encouraging us to always forgive and stay close to God. Hugwaidzahau Grandma, my hero, my war survivor.
In the village of Agate today, another memorial service was held to honor the lives lost and the survivors of the Japanese occupation of Guam during World War II. More than 200 people rode a bus to the Fena Caves where dozens of Chamorros were taken to be murdered. Mary Babauta hasn't been back to Fena in almost 20 years. Her parents luckily survived what happened there.
My parents witnessed, the massacre and the torture of Fena. That's the story that I was being told. So I'm here for the first time to support. My mom wants to come, but my mom is elderly. She's in handicap, so I'm here to represent for the family. I have family that's buried here in Agate Cemetery and down in Sumai.
After the cave visit, a memorial ceremony was held at the old Agate Cemetery, where one by one the names of those who survived the atrocities at Fena were read aloud. Make sure to check out KUAM Digital for Sabrina Salas Metanani's extensive coverage of today's memorial service. Additionally, you don't want to miss her special Friday night at 6:30 p.m. on KUAM TV8 called Hasu Menengan.
Well, by this time tomorrow evening, the streets will be lined with spectators to get their best spots at the 73rd Liberation Day Parade. Zotnya Mayor and committee co-chairman for the parade, Jesse Blas, says there is much to look forward to.
Everyone should be excited. Be excited, Guam. We should have a great parade. Now we have over 60 plus participants. That is to include the marching units, the float units, government, and the private sector. So we have a good number this year.
Blas is encouraging everyone to celebrate responsibly and safely and says GPD will be out in full force during the festivities. Those with reserved spots will be allowed to begin setting up at 6 p.m. on Thursday. You'll want to show up early, though, to get some good parking spots. Accessible parking for people with disabilities will be made available by PROA and the Guam Museum. The parade kicks off at 10 a.m. Friday, starting from Adelup and ending at the Chief Kapua statue.
It was all lights, camera, and action, and it is anticipated to provide $12 million in media exposure to Guam. The Guam Visitors Bureau announcing the upcoming Korean drama TV series Man Who Sets the Table, shot 4 episodes on island earlier this month. The new drama series depicts a family on the brink of collapse because of a conflict of beliefs. The production featured different locations around Guam, including the airport, GPD, the beach bar, Pacific Islands Club, and Fish Eye Marine Park, to name a few.
Well, the Guam Power Authority is always looking for ways to benefit their customers.
In this week's Think Green, Valerie Maige tells us more about a program that could put some extra cash in your pocket.
Think Green, presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
Who doesn't like a good rebate and the extra cash for a rainy day? For the last year, the Guam Power Authority has rolled out their Energy Sense rebate program, giving island residents the opportunity to earn a rebate with energy-efficient air conditioners, washers, and dryers that will also help you lower your home's energy consumption. Residents can earn anywhere between $200 to $800 rebates depending on the purchased item.
Depending on the size of your unit, the amounts can vary. For a bigger unit, of course, you get more of a rebate because it is more expensive.
GPA Customer Service Representative Brandon Taitagui encourages customers who are looking for new AC systems, washers, or dryers, or if they're also looking to replace those items, to look into GPA's rebates.
With the application, if you're in the market for an AC, we have some vendors that you can look up to. These guys already went through the process. Everything that they have on the listing is already able to receive a rebate amount. So with that, you can go there, find what suits you the best, what's better for you, and then apply for it.
A comprehensive list of vendors, products, and their equivalent rebate amounts are located on the GuamPowerAuthority.com website under the Energy Sense rebate program. The process is really easy, so long as you're working with GPA-approved vendors and as long as you have the proper paperwork. Taitagui says the applications can be found at all vendors or at all GPA locations. Once a purchase is made at an approved vendor and filled out, a few extra steps, and you may get your hands on some extra cash.
We would also need a copy of the receipt because we want to see if you really purchased it if it's the same person that's purchasing it for the same home. And then we also require a W-9 form, which is just GPA's extra document that we need for tax purposes.
Once forms are completed, the turnaround time is about 45 days. If you're replacing an appliance, the steps are similar, except you are required to properly dispose the item and provide the necessary documentation from a recycling or disposal center. Customers have 90 days from the time of the purchase to have the unit installed and another 90 days from the time of the installation. A total of 180 days for you to ensure you get your rebate, your money's worth, and a more energy-efficient home.
Applications can be submitted at all 3 GPA locations, Upper Tumon, Hagåtña, and here at Fadian. For this week's Think Green, I'm Valerie Maige.
Think Green, presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
Thanks, Val. GPA is currently working to add more appliances to the list. They are also working with the PUC on extending the program to their commercial customers.
Coming up, Double D has the day in sports, but first, here's weather.